We are smack dab in the middle of summer, right? And summer may be filled with fun family day trips and vacations with the kids, but it's also important to prioritize your own well-being and take care of yourself. Thanks so much for staying with us in Calorama.
I'm Corey Chambers. Samson and Ernie are both off today. For many, the summer months mean a chance to take a break from the day-to-day routine, but when you start filling your days with things to do and people to see, you might need a break from your break.
Isn't that the truth? Joining us now with her self-care practices that are perfect for summer is psychotherapist Niro Feliciano. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
So explain the importance of self-care. No lie, I was talking to a therapist recently, and the therapist said to me, "What do you do for yourself?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I make dinner, I do the laundry, I take the kids to the park. Like, what? And I guess that's a form of self-care, being alone.
Absolutely.
Niro?
Yes, being alone, especially when you're a busy mom like you, is definitely a form of self-care. But self-care is a lot more than just manicures and massages. It's about creating a life that we don't feel like we always need to escape from, one that feels balanced, makes us feel content, and enables us to thrive.
So being happy where you are kind of thing, like making that where you are a good place.
100%. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So how does self-care in the summer, is it different than, compared to other times of the year?
It is a little bit different because especially living in the Northeast in the cold months, we have more options for self-care in the summer and certain things that we have to be attuned to. Like you said, we can still go where we need a vacation to recover from our vacation. So it's important that we think about slowing down in the summer while even our schedules allow a little bit more flexibility to do so.
I'm interested to know some of your practices that you actually preach and that you do in the summer, because you've got some kids too and you guys are busy as well.
Yep, I have 4 of them, so I do practice what I preach. Number one, some of these aren't that glamorous, but we really need them to feel like balanced humans. One is sleep. We need 7 to 9 hours a night to sleep, and I certainly have made this more a priority in my life. And even rest can look like active or inactive downtime, reading a book on a hammock or on a couch, taking a nap on the beach, but we need some downtime to restore our minds and our bodies.
Okay, and you talk about hydration, but not just sort of water hydration.
Well, especially today, water is a big one, but we can even increase our intake of water-based fruits and vegetables, things that have higher water content like cucumbers, strawberries, watermelons. Citrus is great at this time of year, but that prevents us from feeling exhausted and gives us more energy for sure.
Is wine not on that list? You didn't say wine, you didn't say,
I think it's all allowed, all inclusive.
Okay. Yeah.
And I love that you say to connect with people, but not online. I think for the past 2 years, we're all so, let's FaceTime, let's do this, let's put it off, right? Because the whole joke and the meme is like, we love when people cancel plans, but the truth is, it's best to connect, right?
That's right. And in real life, and I think many of us experienced, once we got back in person, we started to feel alive again. That is the heartbeat of contentment. So take a walk with someone in the park, meet for a picnic or a barbecue, even just a walk on the beach. That connection in person really restores and enhances our relationships and gives us that energy that is part of self-care.
And then what about like when you're really busy scheduling for the kids and you have family events, you say you got to make sure you're scheduling for yourself as well.
I can't tell you how many clients I have that says, I feel like summer went by and I really didn't enjoy it. I didn't have time. So we have to be intentional, even in the summer, of creating time for things that we enjoy. It may be a book, it may be one of those manicures, it may be seeing someone, but unless we're intentional about it, the time is going to go just as fast in the summer, maybe even more so because we have our kids at home for many of us. So make the time to schedule those things that you enjoy.
And Niro, one more thing to every parent who's doing their best out there this summer, booking the expensive camps, especially in the tri-state area, making sure they get into the water every day, going to the park even if you're a tired working parent, right?
Yeah.
It's okay to let the kids chill out at home and have a little screen time, right?
Yes, yes. I have teenagers now. They are doing well. They had screen time when they were younger. So it is okay. They need the break. And more than that, you need the break. We don't have to entertain them 24/7. They will learn to be independent. and screen time is not going to impair their development. In fact, if you feel better, that translates to them as well. So take the break.
Yeah, break that pressure off parents, right?
Yeah, seriously.
That's
All
right.
right, Niro, thank you so much for sharing your tips today. I want to make sure I hydrate when I get home from work.
With a margarita.
I didn't say with what. I'm going to hydrate. It's Friday night.
All right, cheers.
Hydration time.
Cheers. It's almost 5 o'clock.